I want to share with you 8 powerful questions that, if asked every morning, can completely transform your life. These aren't just any questions, they're the kind of questions that can shake you out of complacency, ignite your passion, and set you on a path to extraordinary success. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you this: how do you typically start your day? Do you immediately reach for your phone, checking emails, or scrolling through social media? Do you hit the snooze button repeatedly, desperately trying to squeeze in a few more minutes of sleep? Or do you jump out of bed ready to tackle whatever comes your way? You see, the way we start our day sets the tone for everything that follows. It's like the first domino in a long line. Once it falls, it sets off a chain reaction. And that's why these 8 questions are so crucial. They're your personal dominoes, carefully arranged to create a cascade of positive actions and attitudes throughout your day. Let's start with the first question you should ask yourself every morning: what am I grateful for today? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: Jim, I've heard about gratitude before. What's the big deal? Well, let me tell you, gratitude isn't just some feel-good exercise. It's a powerful tool that can literally rewire your brain for success. When you start your day focusing on what you're grateful for, you're training your mind to look for the positive. And in this world, my friends, we become what we focus on. If you're constantly looking for problems, guess what? Your life will be full of problems. But if you train yourself to look for blessings, opportunities, and reason to be thankful, that's exactly what you'll find more of in your life. So every morning, before your feet even hit the floor, ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Maybe it's the comfortable bed you slept in, the roof over your head, or the fact that you have another day to pursue your dreams. Maybe it's your health, your family, or the opportunities that lie ahead. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Feel it deep in your bones. Let that gratitude fill you up and set the stage for a positive, productive day. Now, let's move on to the second question. What do I want to accomplish today? This question is all about setting intentions. You see, most people drift through life without a clear direction. They're like a ship without a rudder, tossed about by the waves of circumstance. But not you. Not anymore. When you ask yourself what you want to accomplish, you're taking control of your day. You're deciding right from the start what success looks like for you. And let me tell you, there's incredible power in that decision. But here's the key: be specific. Don't just say, I want to be productive. That's too vague. Instead, say, I want to finish the Johnson proposal, make 10 sales calls, and spend quality time with my family. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to actually follow through. And remember, your daily accomplishments should align with your bigger goals. Which brings us to our third question. How do today's tasks align with my long-term goals? You see, success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of consistent, purposeful action over time. Every day you're either moving closer to your goals or further away from them. There is no standing still in life, my friends. You're either growing or you're dying. So when you ask yourself how today's tasks align with your long-term goals, you're ensuring that you're always moving in the right direction. You're making sure that your daily actions are in harmony with your bigger vision. Let's say your long-term goal is to start your own business. In that case, your daily tasks might include researching your market, developing your skills, or networking with potential partners or clients. On the other hand, if your goal is to improve your health, your daily tasks might include exercising, preparing healthy meals, or meditating. The point is, every day is an opportunity to take a step closer to your dreams. But you have to be intentional about it. You have to make sure that your daily actions are aligned with your bigger purpose. Now let's move on to our fourth question. What obstacles might I face today, and how will I overcome them? You see, too many people try to avoid thinking about potential problems. They prefer to live in a fantasy world where everything always goes smoothly. But that's not reality, is it? The truth is, obstacles are a part of life. They're not just inevitable, they're necessary. Obstacles are what make us stronger, smarter, and more resilient. They're the resistance that builds our muscles, both physically and mentally. So instead of trying to avoid obstacles, we need to anticipate them. We need to prepare for them. And that's exactly what this question helps us do. When you ask yourself what obstacles you might face, you're not being negative. You're being strategic. You're planning ahead. You're arming yourself with the mental and emotional tools you'll need to overcome whatever challenges come your way. Maybe your obstacle is a difficult conversation you need to have with a coworker. Maybe it's a temptation that might derail your diet or exercise routine. Or maybe it's simply the challenge of staying focused in a world full of distractions. Whatever your obstacles might be, identifying them in advance allows you to develop strategies to overcome them. It puts you in a proactive rather than reactive state. And let me tell you, my friends, proactive people are the ones who shape their own destinies. This brings us to our fifth question. Who can I help or add value to today? Now, this question might surprise some of you. After all, aren't we talking about personal success here? Why should we be focusing on helping others? Well, let me tell you something. The most successful people in the world understand that true success isn't just about what you get. It's about what you give. It's about the value you add to the lives of others. You see, when you make it a priority to help others and add value to their lives, several amazing things happen. First, you shift your focus outward, which paradoxically increases your own happiness and fulfillment. There's something deeply satisfying about making a positive difference in someone else's life. Second, you build stronger relationships. When you consistently add value to others, they naturally want to reciprocate. They become more willing to help you, support you, and champion your success. And third, you develop a reputation as someone who makes things better. You become known as a problem solver, a value creator. And in today's world, that's an incredibly valuable reputation to have. So every morning ask yourself, who can I help today? Whose life can I improve, even in a small way? Maybe it's offering a word of encouragement to a friend who's going through a tough time. Maybe it's sharing your expertise with a colleague who's struggling with a project. Or maybe it's simply being fully present and attentive when interacting with others throughout your day. Remember, you don't have to do grand gestures to add value. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact. A sincere compliment, a thoughtful question, or even just giving someone your full attention can make a world of difference. Now, let's move on to our sixth question. What can I learn today? You see, in today's rapidly changing world, continuous learning isn't just an option, it's a necessity. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start becoming obsolete. But here's the thing, learning doesn't just happen, it requires intention. It requires a conscious decision to seek out new knowledge, to challenge your assumptions, to push beyond your comfort zone. When you ask yourself what you can learn today, you're cultivating a growth mindset. You're telling yourself that you're not fixed, that you're capable of improvement, that there's always room for growth. Maybe your learning for the day is reading a chapter from a book in your field. Maybe it's listening to an educational podcast during your commute. Or maybe it's seeking feedback from a mentor or colleague on how you can improve your performance. Whatever form it takes, make learning a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Because here's the truth, the person you become is directly proportional to the knowledge you gain and apply. This brings us to our seventh question, how can I take care of my physical and mental health today? You see, too often in our pursuit of success, we neglect the very thing that makes success possible, our health. But here's the reality, your body is the vehicle through which you experience life. It's the instrument you use to pursue your goals and dreams. If that vehicle breaks down, if that instrument is out of tune, everything else becomes much more difficult. So when you ask yourself how you can take care of your health today, you're making an investment in your future success. You're ensuring that you'll have the energy, the focus, and the resilience to pursue your goals over the long haul. Maybe taking care of your physical health means getting in a workout, even if it's just a brisk walk during your lunch break. Maybe it means choosing a nutritious breakfast instead of grabbing something quick and unhealthy. Or maybe it means going to bed a little earlier to ensure you get enough rest. As for mental health, maybe it means setting aside time for meditation or mindfulness practice. Maybe it means scheduling breaks throughout your day to prevent burnout. Or maybe it means reaching out to a friend or therapist if you're struggling with stress or anxiety. Remember, your health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about optimizing your well-being so you can perform at your best in all areas of life. And finally, we come to our eighth and perhaps most important question, how can I make today count? You see, at the end of the day, life isn't measured in years. It's measured in moments, in experiences, in the impact we have and the memories we create. When you ask yourself how you can make today count, you're reminding yourself of the preciousness of time. You're challenging yourself to make the most of every single day. Making today count might mean taking a step towards a long-held dream. It might mean having that difficult conversation you've been putting off. It might mean showing up fully in your relationships, being present with your loved ones in a way that creates lasting memories. Or it might simply mean doing your absolute best in whatever tasks lie before you, knowing that excellence is its own reward. You see, my friends, life is too short for mediocrity. It's too precious for half-hearted efforts. Every day is a gift, and it's up to us to unwrap it with enthusiasm and make the most of what's inside. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you started every single day with these 8 questions. Imagine the clarity you'd have about your priorities. Imagine the positive momentum you'd build. Imagine the sense of purpose and direction you'd feel. You see, these questions aren't just about starting your day right. They're about transforming your entire life one day at a time. They're about becoming more intentional, more focused, more aligned with your true potential. But here's the thing, knowing these questions isn't enough. You have to actually ask them. You have to make them a part of your daily routine. You have to commit to this practice, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel or what's going on in your life. And I know what some of you might be thinking, Jim, this sounds great, but I'm not a morning person. I can barely remember my own name when I first wake up, let alone ask myself 8 profound questions. Well, let me tell you something, you don't have to do this the moment you open your eyes. You can incorporate these questions into your existing morning routine. Maybe ask them while you're in the shower, while you're having your morning coffee. Maybe you write them down in a journal, or maybe you just ponder them silently as you're getting ready for your day. The key is to make it a consistent practice. Because here's the truth, consistency is the mother of mastery. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. And let me tell you, my friends, the rewards of this consistency are immeasurable. When you start your day with intention, when you align your actions with your goals, when you cultivate gratitude and seek opportunities to grow and add value, that's when extraordinary things start to happen. You'll find yourself becoming more productive, more focused, more resilient in the face of challenges. You'll discover a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. You'll start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. But perhaps most importantly, you'll be taking control of your life. You'll be choosing your direction instead of drifting aimlessly. You'll be writing your own story instead of letting circumstances dictate it for you. Now, I want to be clear, asking these questions won't magically solve all your problems or instantly transform your life. Success is not an event, it's a process. It's the result of small, consistent actions compounded over time. These questions are tools, powerful tools, yes, but tools nonetheless. And like any tool, their effectiveness depends on how you use them. You have to apply them with sincerity and follow through with action. Remember, knowledge isn't power, it's potential power. It's only when we apply what we know that we truly harness its strength. So don't just ask these questions, let them guide your actions throughout the day. When you ask yourself what you're grateful for, let that gratitude infuse your interactions with others. When you identify your priorities for the day, attack them with focus and determination. When you anticipate obstacles, face them head-on with courage and creativity. And here's another crucial point, be patient with yourself. Developing new habits takes time. You might forget to ask these questions some mornings. You might ask them but struggle to follow through on your intentions. That's okay. The key is to keep coming back to them, to make them an integral part of your life over time. You see, success isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about getting a little bit better each day, about moving in the right direction consistently over time. And that's exactly what these 8 questions help you do. They provide a framework for continuous improvement, a daily check-in to ensure you're on track with your goals and values. Now, let's take a moment to recap these 8 powerful questions. What am I grateful for today? What do I want to accomplish today? How do today's tasks align with my long-term goals? What obstacles might I face today, and how will I overcome them? Who can I help or add value to today? What can I learn today? How can I take care of my physical and mental health today? How can I make today count? Each of these questions serves a specific purpose. Together they cover all the crucial aspects of a successful, fulfilling life: gratitude, productivity, goal alignment, problem solving, contribution, growth, health, and meaning. But here's something I want you to understand. These questions aren't set in stone. They're a starting point, a framework that you can adapt and personalize to fit your unique circumstances and aspirations. Maybe you want to add a question about your spiritual practice. Maybe you want to include a question about your relationships or your financial goals. The specifics can vary, but the principle remains the same. Start your day with intention, with reflection, with a commitment to growth and excellence. You see, the quality of our lives is directly proportional to the quality of questions we ask ourselves. When we ask better questions, we get better answers. And when we get better answers, we make better decisions. And it's our decisions, compounded over time, that determine the course of our lives. So I challenge you, starting tomorrow morning, to incorporate these questions into your daily routine. Give it a try for 30 days. I promise you, if you commit to this practice, you'll start to see changes in your life. You'll feel more focused, more motivated, more in control of your destiny. And here's the beautiful thing. As you continue this practice, as you refine your questions and align your actions with your answers, you'll start to create a positive feedback loop. Your small daily successes will fuel your confidence, which will inspire you to set bigger goals, which will drive you to ask even better questions, and on and on. Before you know it, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. You'll realize that those few minutes of reflection each morning have set in motion a cascade of positive changes in your life. But remember, it all starts with a decision to take control of your mornings, to start your day with purpose and intention, a decision to invest in yourself, to commit to your own growth and success. You see, success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can choose to continue as you have been, letting each day unfold haphazardly, reacting to whatever comes your way. Or you can choose to take control, to shape your days and by extension your life through the power of these 8 questions. The choice is yours, but I urge you, for the sake of your dreams, for the sake of your potential, for the sake of the impact you can have in this world, choose to make these questions a part of your life. Choose to start each day with intention and purpose. Because here's the truth, you have greatness within you. You have the potential to achieve extraordinary things, to make a real difference in this world. But that potential needs to be activated, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be directed. And that's exactly what these 8 questions help you do.